Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan, excited to share the broadcast table tonight with Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we'll hear from Allie LaForce on the sideline. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Cade Cunningham out there with LeVert, and it's Thompson in at small forward. And for the Nets, we've got Matisse Thybulle, Nicholas Claxton out there with Ben Simmons. Then it's Markelle Fultz, and it's Hield in at the 2-guard spot. And we have a little extra spice to this game tonight. This is the first game of the NBA Cup for each of these teams.
Well, with only 4 games in the group stage, you have to get off to a good start. This is a big game for both teams in the Cup. And, of course, this game counts in the regular season as well.
It's stolen by Fultz. Claxton finds Simmons.
And for Simmons, everyone in the league agrees that the talent is there. It comes down to the health and being in the right situation.
It's his first trip to the line.
And he didn't do him any favors in their last game. His performance at the line was porous.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Thanks. Well, the Detroit Pistons, looking to build on last season's breakthrough. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said Cade Cunningham's leadership makes his job easier. And all that aside, Bickerstaff said their fierce style is key, adding, win or lose, we win the fight.
Not a team to be taken lightly. Thanks a lot, Shams.
Loving the unselfishness of Fultz, an expert at cutting the D apart here with that slick passing ability.
On the way, Harris. The baseline J. And it comes off the front of the rim. And the Nets with possession. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
In this game, just the first of 4 meetings between these two. They'll get quite familiar with each other by season's end.
And the more you see each other, the more contentious it gets. No bad blood between these teams right now, but that can change over the course of the season.
Here's Duren, following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Cunningham. It's hauled in by Claxton.
Look, I'll give him an A for effort for trying to dunk through the defense, but maybe he should ease up on that one just a little bit.
And here's Fultz to the paint. Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
This is where you get Simmons the ball moving downhill towards the cup.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Cunningham on the wing. Guarded by Fultz. Great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Hield outside. The 3. And the rebound goes to the Pistons. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Yeah, and that one, they just locked it down defensively. Challenged shots and really protected the rim.
They were very disciplined on that end of the floor, staying attached to shooters and disrupting plays with their active hands.
That one drops for him. Claxton's got his second basket.
How about the level of activity this dude just brings to the glass? Just refusing to give up on plays, and his teammates, trust me, they appreciate the effort.
Now, here's LeVert. We saw him with 19 points his last outing.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor him.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. You know, Greg, after struggling with injuries to start his NBA career, Cade Cunningham is figuring it out.
And the former #1 overall pick in 21. Last season, his first All-Star appearance, and he's only getting started.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Stewart's checked in for Jalen Duren. Duncan Robinson comes in for Thompson. Ivy's checked in for Caris LeVert. And Marcus Sasser subbed in for Cunningham. .143 left in the first. Now, here's Ivy. Defense is right there. And Stewart gets it to go.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Down low. From the wing, Williams. Guarded by Robinson. Bull inside. Harris is there. Bull can't hit. In the corner, it's Robinson. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Assisted basket. Coaches just love those, so credit Harris for the pass.
Here's Demon. Scoreless thus far.
Nice work there to get a body, seal off his man, and collect the glass. That is textbook.
Harris's shot is off.
Well, the defense was fortunate. That was a good look from mid-range. He just was trash.
Here's Bull. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
First personal foul.
Yeah, Bull with the unique combination of height and skill. That's a challenge for any defender.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. For Detroit, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. The Pistons shooting their first free throw for the night right here.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
A swing man that scores on all 3 levels. Harris is about as consistent as it gets.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Demon buries the long-range jumper. 17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Harris. Plays it up and banks it in.
And that's the physicality he has, muscling through contact. Harris uses all of the tools to get his points.
Pass to Clowney. Here's Demon. And a miss there on the triple. Tie game and some big points being put up on the board. Clark as we wrap up the first. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
And as long as the threes are dropping, you've got to keep launching them.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. The forwards are Thompson and Harris. Karis LeVert is out there with Cunningham. And it's Duren in at the 5 spot.
As a scorer, Simmons' best work comes right at the rim.
And it's Cunningham with the ball for Detroit, trailing by 2. A 3-pointer off the mark. Cunningham's gone 1 for 5 from the field, 20%. Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Cade Cunningham is leading the way for this Pistons team. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said he shows belief in his teammates, and that's what leadership is. He's with you during the good and the bad. That gives the rest of his team more comfort and confidence. Back to you, Kevin.
Establishing the mindset. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. Now here's Thompson. Markelle Fultz unable to get his last shot to go. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
Goodness, Ben Simmons, unreal.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. It's Cunningham with the drive. That one good for 2. Cunningham's got his second basket of the night.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
3-pointer Hield. It's Cunningham with the rebound. Pistons trail by 4. Pass to Thompson. It's stolen by Thibault. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And that one drops. Simmons got 14 points. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
From the tip, they are not making things easy on them. Lots of steals, playing disruptive basketball.
And also, given the game is more fast-paced nowadays, I like the way they've capitalized in transition, keeping their foot on the gas.
Detroit shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And this is game 1 of the group play stage of the NBA Cup. Teams are divided into 6 groups of 5.
And while those groups are randomly selected in a drawing, there is an attempt to kind of keep them balanced with teams slotted from different tiers based on their previous season record.
Out to Harris. Puts up a three. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And you just got to respect Harris's three-point shot. He is a very capable scorer from that distance.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. He's checked in for the Nets. Shepard comes in for Matisse Thybulle. Then for the Pistons, Duncan Robinson comes in for Tobias Harris. And it's Jaden Ivey in for Karis LeVert. Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Cunningham for 3. The Pistons keeping it alive, a new 14. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. So we'll see Jalen Duren go to the line here. That's on Ben Simmons. Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Stewart comes in for Thompson. And Marcus Sasser subbed in for Cunningham. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Sunday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. Then on Tuesday, they'll head home and take on the Toronto Raptors.
And, you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team's going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
Here's Shepard. 11 points last game. Bull, that's good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Now, here's Ivey. Tight defense on him. Pass to Sasser. Duren against Bull. Shot's good by Duren. Duren's got the game tied up here for Detroit.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
There's 1:17 left now here in the second. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
When it all clicks, you see why Simmons was the #1 overall pick.
Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a loss to Indiana, and now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
How about your Brooklyn Nets?
So for the Nets, Ronnie's checked in, and it's Williams in for Hield.
And here's a look at the stats for Robinson, how he performed last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And you know, he'd love a bigger role, but he's trying to prove himself in the minutes he's getting right now.
You're right. He's putting in the work, and the results have been okay. He just needs to keep believing in himself.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the Nets. It's hauled in by Stewart.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
The Nets have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. Yes, that goes in.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Ivey kicks to Stewart. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, a natural scorer. Ivey is developing into a tremendous playmaker.
Here's Simmons. 2 on the clock. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Nets. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Your next Nets team.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block. It is all happening for him so far tonight. An incredible first-half performance. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I like what I'm seeing on the offensive end. They're keeping things simple, getting to their spots and executing. Nothing fancy, kind of like Shaq Fu.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting the time to rebound really lifted them. Strong work on the glass is key because that's how you string together a series of big stops.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Simmons.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Ben Simmons is out there with Matisse Thybulle. And there's Fultz. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Hield in a shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Simmons inside. Guarded by Harris. Simmons can't get it to go. Thompson outside. Hield against LeVert. Pass to Harris. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. Jalen Duren is second.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Well, the Pistons are growing. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff said, I appreciate the work that the guys have put in, and I'm proud of what they're becoming. But we have more work to do. We're still taking steps. Our guys have improved. The team has improved, but we're not finished yet. Guys?
On the rise. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report.
And he had all of us at the table quivering. What a move by James.
Timeout called the Nets. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here is Cunningham after Ben Simmons' bucket. No dice from 9 feet out.
That's rock solid defense on a really good score.
It's tipped. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clever move by the young guy. Thompson sticks with the shot and gets fouled.
Detroit shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. Ball, he's checked in for Brooklyn. You see a lot of pick and rolls, but you also, Greg, hear about inverted screens. Can you explain to the viewers what that means?
Yeah, that's where your guard actually is the one setting the pick for the bigger player, and having little guys who are willing to put their body on the line. You think of a Steph Curry, a John Stockton, 2 of the best to ever do it.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn, bangs home the trifecta. Cunningham's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A shot Cunningham continues to hone. When he's connecting from deep, this offense really opens up.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by LeVert. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And that's 11 points here for Jalen Duren.
And that's how you lead a team. Literally.
On the wing, Hield. And it's off from 3-point range.
Last 2 minutes to play.
Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Markelle Fultz. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Nets, Williams, he's checked in for Matisse Thybulle. Shepard comes in for Hield. And Demons subbed in for Markelle Fultz. And a different look here for the Pistons. Stewart checked in for Jalen Duren. Robinson comes in for Harris. Jaden Ivey, he's checked in for Caris LeVert. And Marcus Sasser subbed in for Cade Cunningham. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And the big fella knows how to score the basketball. Bo's understanding of when to look for his is next level.
Robinson misses. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. On the wing, Williams. Another 3 for Brooklyn.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Stolen. Now, here's Bull. He's got 6. Williams passes to Bull. Here's Shepard. Another shot. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Second personal foul.
And the size the ball has poses problems for any defense, especially when he's trying his best to be aggressive scoring.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Brownie's checked in, and Matisse Thybulle subbed in for Zaire Williams. Now, here's Stewart. And they get it back. Really left alone that time.
Robinson.
Nets leading by 5. Shepard with the ball. 5 points in the game.
That's just too easy for Ball. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
26 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Ivy. Can't cash in from close range. And here are the Nets. They're on a 10-2 run here. Here's Demon, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that finish shows you how dangerous he can be as a passer and a finisher.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page. Woo.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Cade Cunningham out there with LeVert, and it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. And Ball sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
LeVert kicks to Harris. With the fadeaway. Tries again, and Duren finishes inside.
Second chance points have really been an issue here defensively.
To the paint, and the dunk by Bull.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Timeout call, the Pistons.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
I'm sure coach is going to give them an earful about that. We can't be happy with that soft interior deal.
And Simmons, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Markel Fultz comes in for Demon. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
JB Bickerstaff had some words for his team over the break. He did his best to light a fire under them, saying, "We have to fight. Now is the moment. We have to come out of this deficit swinging." Guys?
Thank you once again, Allie. Hield can't hit.
It hasn't been his best game, but his team is still doing just enough to be up.
Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, guys get away with this all the time, but on this occasion, he got caught.
Cunningham passes to Harris. Cunningham against Fultz. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Cunningham. Pass to Fultz. Three-pointer Hield. Rebounded by the Pistons.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Good opportunity for Harris to get something in the open floor where he can use his athleticism.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Good timeout if you ask me. They have the momentum, and coach wants to find a way to try and stop it.
Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Bull. And Matisse Thybulle subbed in for Shepherd. Three-pointer Hield. Kept alive. Thybulle finds Fultz. And Cunningham with the block.
Oh, great anticipation by Cunningham, managing to get his hand on that shot.
Thompson passes to LeVert. Here's Cunningham. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 3 assists now in this one. And an important part of every team's game. We'll look at the hustle stats for Detroit.
All you have to do is look at one stat, and that is their block numbers. It tells you how tight their D has been. They've been going out of their way to smother the defense.
That's been all night long. And also dominating the offensive boards, and that's been winning them a lot of extra looks at the hoop.
Shot clock at 5. Thybulle kicks to Fultz.
And that combination of length and instincts, that's what makes Cunningham so competitive at the defensive end.
Bounce pass LeVert. Here's Cunningham. Oh, and they take the lead. Cunningham's got the lead up to 1 now for the Pistons.
Yes, sir. Cade Cunningham embracing the role of a leader.
And he can't stop the run as he misses. And so LeVert will bring it up for Detroit. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
And Harris does not back down on these important possessions. He loves coming through for his guys.
Fultz, the pass to Hield. On the wing, Hield. Now Fultz. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. It drops. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
Here's Cunningham. Count it!
Oh, that is big time by a big-time player. Cunningham loves the moment.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cunningham.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure a steal.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Shepherd's checked in for Brooklyn. And one of our featured players tonight earns our player of the game, Tobias Harris.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
Tips it, and Simmons is right there.
What a big shot by Simmons. You gotta love it when he does it with confidence.
And they commit an intentional foul. See another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Shepherd. First personal foul. Team second.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that will put them up by 2. Here's Shepherd. Inside, Claxton. Missed.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. No good at the stripe this time. The second misses also. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this
terrific, Allie. Thanks. And that'll do it, folks. For